they take your birthday, and then your new birth date is your birthday plus a month and a day.
Oh.
Mine happened to be New York City, September 11th.
Oh my!
Because I was born on August 10th, and so I looked at it and I was like, "These fuckers fucking with me." But then I realized it was just part of this computer system.
That's so
I took it as a sign, man. But it was. So that voice was telling me to go fucking bang on this door.
Bang on the door.
So there's only one way to do this shit. It's some Old Testament shit, bro. You go with your bag, one bag, and your fucking passport, and you go knock on a big ass iron gate, dude, like fucking Wizard of Oz.
Can we pull up the French Foreign Legion? This is the one in Paris?
Yeah. Fort Nogent Gate.
Fort Nogent Gate. Let's see what this looks like. So you just go up with your shit.
Yeah, bro.
You got the drugs out of your system now.
Yeah, and I got just civilian clothes, and you just go knock on it, and a guy with a green beret, legionnaire with a gun, will open the fucking door like, Wizard of Oz, bro. Like, what are you doing here? And you go, Je suis ici pour la Légion. Fucking boom.
And that's it.
And they take your passport, and they tell you to get up on the fucking pull-up bar.
They take your passport.
And I didn't see that passport again for 3 years.
Wait. So they...
all right, yeah, we'll get into
it back.
So...
How do you spell the gate?
Oh, yeah. How do you spell the gate?
Fort, N-O-G-E-N-T.
N-O-G-E-N-T?
Yeah.
All right, I want to see this real quick before we go. I want to visualize
So
this.
it's an old medieval... You'll see old medieval castle. And dude, it's just in like this residential area. It's on the eastern outskirts of Paris. There it is.
That's it?
Yeah, that's it, bro.
On the money, Murph.
The Legion Étrangère.
All right, let's click one of them to make it bigger. Maybe the second one right there. Yeah.
That's it. Fort Nogent, Legion Étrangère, Foreign Legion.
So wait, there's it's like it's an actual, so there's grass up top.
Oh yeah, that's a big ass bunker. It's a big ass military. It's a military base.
Is there a roof out there? Or is it?
It's a center courtyard. It's like an old castle.
Yeah.
So that separates. It's a small little like guardhouse. Then there's a huge courtyard in the middle, and then in the back is all the barracks rooms.
Understood. Okay, so you knock on this, je le play,
Je suis ici pour la Légion.
Okay.
And I Googled it right before I went there. So I have my DD-214. They were going to know I was a SEAL, right? I was going to let them know who I was a SEAL. And
do you have the teeth?
Not yet.
Okay.
So I knock on the gate. Okay, he takes my passport and it tells me to sit down. And the process, then you start your process. And so this process is interesting because there's no application. You're coming in from fucking all over the world, guys from all over the earth. They need to figure out who the fuck you are. Right, that's the known evil's better than the unknown evil, right? They don't. So you go in, they give you an IQ test. First, it's pull-up bar. So that was the first fucking thing. And I came in on a Sunday night, Hunter's full moon, it's 2019 October. Sunday night, it was raining, and I like making my shit poetic as fuck.
You're good at that.
I like to make my shit powerful. So I go in, get up on the pull-up bar, and I fucking cranked him out. He goes, "Get down, all right, descend." And he had a Russian accent. A Ukrainian dude. A lot of Eastern Bloc guys.
In the Legion.
Yeah, a lot. So when Ukraine kicked off, shit was interesting for us. So then the IQ test, preliminary IQ test, very basic, fucking math and 5 questions, and then it was wait. So now you're in this waiting game with guys from all over the world in this small ass barracks room, probably 20, 30 guys in this one room, then 20, 30 guys in another room. And that was it. And so we start the next morning. I'm up getting my the whistle's going off and I'm rolling my sheet back up. And that was the moment where I went, fuck, dude, I'm like back in this shark shit on the bottom of the ocean, former Navy SEAL doing halos. And now I'm fucking rolling my sheets back up.
You're at a 0.
34 years old.
Oh my God.
34, bro. So
how old's the average person coming in there?
So they take anybody 17 and a half to 39 and a half.
But like so who usually comes in?
30s.
Okay.
But they have you have the whole spread, really. You really have the whole fucking spread,
Meaning you're not the only 34-year-old there, though.
No, there was guys older than me, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was fucking done with the bullshit, right? The fuck games. But you got to do what you got to do. So I'm rolling up my sheet, doing my fucking thing. There's, in that room specifically, 2 South Africans, 1 Mongolian, 1 guy from Thailand, 2 from Ukraine, 1 from Belarus, 1 from Lithuania, 1 from Chad, Ghana, and Nepal.
Just how many of them spoke English?
Probably like, the South African and the Nepali guy and then the Lithuanian. That was it.
Oh my God.
So it's an interesting room to be in, and that's how the Foreign Legion is. 150 nations represented in the Foreign Legion.
Wow.
There's only 2 countries you can't join from. It's North Korea and Cuba, I think, still.
Can we actually pull up just the basic Wikipedia page of the French Foreign Legion? I'm just so fascinated.
It's very interesting.
By this.
It's fucking unique as shit.
The history, though,
It's
and what it's
fascinating.
based off of is so cool to me.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, let's pull that up.
And so it's a real geopolitical petri dish.
Hit Wikipedia. Yeah, love it. All right,
Real
French Foreign Legion. Let's just read this to people. French Foreign Legion is an elite corps of the French Army that consists of several specialties: infantry, cavalry, engineers, and airborne troops. It was created in 1831 to allow foreign nationals into the French Army. It formed, so that's right after Napoleon, I think, right? Yeah. It formed part of the Armée d'Afrique, the French Army's units associated with France's colonial project in North Africa until the end of the Algerian War in 1962. Legionnaires are highly trained soldiers, and the Legion is unique in that it is open to foreign recruits willing to serve in the French Armed Forces. The Legion is known today as a unit whose training focuses on traditional military skills and on its strong esprit de corps, as its men come from different countries with different cultures. Consequently, training is often described as not only physically challenging, but also very stressful psychologically. Legionnaires may apply for French citizenship after 3 years of service or immediately after being wounded during a battle for France under a provision known as Français per Saint Laverse. How many? 9,000 soldiers is the size. That's what I wanted to know.
Yeah.
So, okay. So you're in there in this room
spread all over the world too. So they're in Africa. A lot of people don't know 26 countries in Africa speak French. French are strong in Africa, right? And so they're deployed in like 5-6 countries in Africa now. Tahiti, New Caledonia, South America. They got them all over, man. South America, and which I was doing jungle ops with them down there, and
we'll get there.
Yeah, and so that was they're all over, bro. And now they're in Ukraine.
Wow.
They're in Romania, and so I was in Estonia with them.
The bases, do they have other soldiers there too that aren't just legionnaires?
Some are French Army.
Okay,
so
you'll mix
in with French Army.
Got it.
But the real bases are all in southern France. You got on the island of Corsica, where Napoleon's from, actually.
That's beautiful.
So island of Corsica, and
Nice?
that's and not Nice, but along Montpellier. Okay. And in South France, where I was at, was actually in the mountain regiment, so it's a little bit more north.
Very cool. So
Marseille.
you're in this room with all these guys from all these different countries. You're starting at day one.
Yeah,
so your bed.
And so here was kind of my thing. I saw a lot of young guys that didn't know what the fuck they were getting themselves into. There was that. Then there was some of the hard nose, right? Like I was in there with a Lithuanian who I actually still Belarusian who I actually still FaceTime with, who's fighting in Ukraine now.
Whoa.
And he was an officer in the Belarusian special force unit. But so why these guys are there are three types.
Yeah.
It's important to know who is joining. It's the romantic, who's long lost love and fucking that guy gets crushed fucking quick, and he gets wet out pretty fast. You have the machine of war, machine de guerre, the guys who are fucking in it to fucking get after it, and in their home countries they don't deploy, right? So you have, or their armies pay nothing, right? Like the special force guy I knew who was in Belarus, he was an officer in their top elite unit. He made $900 a month.
Whoa.
Right. So he would just going in regular Legion was already tripling his pay.
Oh, yeah, it's incredible.
So he was like, fuck. And then the conversion rate, like for the Brazilians and shit, dude, they're making it rain back home. Right. For us, it's not the same. It's like I'm taking a huge pay cut. So they're doing there's the financial guy too, and the guy that does it for passport, right? So that guy's it's pretty much the same guy.
What about the people who are like running away from trouble in their homeland, kind of like you?
Yeah, I would say that's kind of I guess there's kind of a fourth kind of category, and that's kind of like just resetting, which I kind of say that's kind of the machine of war guy, kind of seeking into but I see that's just trying to hit that hard reset, but I had military experience, and so that I figured that was the best place to go kind of take a big boy time out, as I like to say. And dude, I wanted to get my tattoos fucking finished, and I didn't want to be fucked with, and I couldn't get a regular job, dude, doing it. So I needed time, bro.
Oh, you didn't have all these tats then?
I didn't. No, I had most of my body, a lot of my body, but I needed to finish everything. I'm tatted head to toe, bro. Like gooch,
it's up your head,
ass, everything, bro, up to the balls, bro, all the way.
You're tatted on your ass.
Oh yeah, ass. Into the ass cheek, pretty much, bro. Like everywhere. So I the way you do anything is the way you do everything. I do shit thorough. So it took a lot of time, but I had a vision for my body. I knew I was broken down psychologically, and it was kind of a symptom of how my life was. I knew I wanted this, to build myself back up. Mentally also, like I needed time to think, man. I needed time to study, figure out what the fuck I was doing wrong. It just kept breaking my life to pieces. I was like, what I'm doing is not working. I need to fucking unlearn some shit and learn some new shit.
Yeah.
I had to like separate, man, and fucking get a tactical pause and be like, okay, what while doing it, I wanted to do something fucking respectable, right?
Yeah.
And interesting. And so I was like, maybe they'll give me a gun and I can deploy and start kind of while I'm doing this. And that's exactly what I got, man. I knew it was going to be hard. I knew it was going to be stripped down. And so the process is they do the medical screenings. They're really hard on the teeth. They're really hard on.
What do you mean?
They're like, if you got really fucked up teeth, the French don't want it because they don't want guys coming in, getting their teeth fixed and then fucking leaving.
Oh.
That was a problem. So they don't want that. They don't want flat feet. If you have weird shaped head or fucking you're underweight or overweight, you're fucking out. So they do hardcore on BMIs. The physical stuff is obviously, then the psychological evaluations are interesting. The fucking interviews are crazy, bro. They call it the Gestapo interviews. They call them the Gestapo interview. So there's the unit in the front during this process. After you pass pre-selection, they give you a fake name. So I got a fake name. Mine was Trent Clayson from New York City. That you have a fucking new name, new identity.
Why do they do that?
Fucking mandatory, bro. They just take your name, bro.
Trent Clayson.
They take your passport. You get a new name, a new fucking European social security number, fucking everything, fake identity with a military ID. You can keep that name. Dudes can keep that name and get a French passport on that name if they want.
What?
It's a whole thing, bro.
That is sketchy.
If you wanted to reset your whole life, you can. You're gonna earn it though. You're gonna need at least 7 years to do that to get nationalized French,
wow.
Or get shot. One of the two.
Or get shot.
Yeah, or get shot. But you can keep that name, man, and then you are a new person.
But you didn't keep Trent Clayson.
I know you got to route additional paperwork to get your passport back after a couple years, and then get your real name back, and they give it all back.
So in the Legion,
but the first 2 years, I was Trent Clayson.
You were called Trent. By
Nobody
people.
knew my first name. Nobody knows your real name.
They called you Trent.
They call me Trent.
That's nuts.
Clayson. Yeah, I have fucking your name tabs, all your IDs, everything.
Did you get that tattooed on your body?
I have a French passport picture with Trent Clayson from New York City. Guess what? Because here's just by chance, I took this as a sign. They take your birthday, and then your new birth date is your birthday plus a month and a day.
Oh.
Mine happened to be New York City, September 11th.
Oh my!
Because I was born on August 10th, and so I looked at it and I was like, "These fuckers fucking with me." But then I realized it was just part of this computer system. I took it as a sign, man. But it was that. Then I got pre-selected, so now I'm pre-selected.
What do you mean?
So you go through pre-selection, then they send you down to the headquarter regiment down in Marseille, just out in Oban, where they go in depth, harder on your IQ, on your physical, and then on the background. But now, and that's called selection.
Gestapo?
And that's Gestapo.
Okay.
And so that's a whole new process. And after that, you're going to get a contract and then get to attempt boot camp selection.
Right.
So that during the process of when they're going through selection and when they're like, who are you? Why the fuck is a Navy SEAL here?
Yeah, they probably. How often did they get a Navy SEAL? Never?
They've maybe gotten one. Nobody's ever made it or done it. So
you're the only one.
Yeah. So I'm the only one ever. So they go, they don't want guys who are wanted for war crimes. They don't want problems with the United States government. There's like that whole piece. So they're trying to maneuver that.
And you got a hell of a color.
Yeah. And then I have like they're less worried about the criminal shit. That was like, whatever. They're like, oh, you hit a guy in a bar, who fucking cares? Right? They're like, fuck it. But they pulled it all up and they were asking me about it. But I said, look, man, they said, why are you here? I said, I ruined my fucking life. I need a second chance. And they said, all right. That's checks out. So I fucking told them what the deal was. I got kicked out and I fucking fucked up and I need help.
Take me to this room. What is this
Gestapo?
Gestapo
So this is a special unit these are all high-ranking, high-caliber individuals. They all speak like 5 languages. They're all highly intelligent.
All members of the Legion.
All foreign legionnaires from every country, and you can imagine. And guys who had ranked up quick, right? They're relatively young for how high their rank is. So they're sharp. And it's in a secured building. They have the records from every Legionnaire from Legionnaire 1. It's crazy, bro, downstairs. It's the fucking files from the 1800s.
Wow.
Yeah, bro. Wild. And one of the first Legionnaires was actually from the United States. From Colorado. Some fucking dude took a boat over there. Yeah, bro. Wow. Yeah, so kind of some cool shit that an old corporal, an old like senior enlisted guy showed me when I was there. Cleaning, sweeping, doing whatever. So it's a secure building with bars, and they bring it. For me, it's usually the interviews are like 4 hours. For mine, it was fucking 4 days, 8 hours. Dude, they fucking grilled me.
How long? Like 12 hours?
Screaming at me, bro. 8. So screaming at me, 6 to 8. What the fuck are you doing here, man? You're full of shit. They did it on Thursday, Friday. Then I waited the weekend. then they came back to me, and then the last day they're like, all right, look, we're gonna offer you a contract, but this is gonna be hard for you because you're gonna be getting told by some fucking corporal who has never done shit. He's gonna be telling you how to fucking shoot.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to bite your tongue here hard, and they're gonna treat you like fucking shit.
Yeah.
Because you're gonna get a lot of extra
You're
love.
at the bottom. Yeah.
And you're gonna get extra love just to fucking who you are, and if they find out, right? Because I wasn't telling people.
What kinds of 4 days and 8 hours? So basically 5 days of
Your family.
questioning.
Why'd you get arrested? What's this we found that you didn't tell us about? What's all that shit?
But there's so much filler time in there where they got to be asking you like.
Well, they would leave the room and fucking let me sit in there for a fucking hour and a half and come back and, pull up pictures. And they have the whole teams working up. So they pull up pictures. I have no fucking idea where they got them from.
So they're finding all kinds like
yeah, they
this
were
is a
digging
full
hard.
Intel thing.
Yeah, they have a whole intel department going up, looking up stuff. And so that was the whole thing. They're like, you said you've never done drugs. This is hilarious, actually.
Oh, you told them that?
Of course I did. You got to tell them because if you sell you drugs, it's a problem. But I have no drug convictions. I have drug charges, but they went, which is what I told the United States military too. I told them I hadn't done any drugs ever.
Charged.
And they're like,
convicted.
you have 4 drug charges. I go, wrong place, wrong time. 4 times.
You're like brushing the Adderall
they can't prove anything. So I said the same thing to them. They go, well, what's this? Dead serious, bro. There's a picture. I don't know what, it wasn't posted. I didn't have social media or nothing. They pulled a picture up of me in a room with like bags of weed from the marijuana days.
Never seen that picture in my life.
They go, who's this? And they go, is that you? I go, never seen that guy. No, they're like,
I did not have sex with that woman.
just stone face. They're like, okay, whatever, dude. They're like, I'm like, never touched the stuff, never smoked it.
Oh my God.
So it was just fucking those times. So there was those moments, but they were like, look, man, you're gonna have to eat some humble pie here, and I had to they shoved that whole humble pie down my throat because.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to selection. It felt so good though, bro, because it's actually pretty epic how you sign the contract and shit. They bring you down to the museum. You're in your fucking, you're there, you're marching. It's early in fucking the morning. The lights are silhouetting onto your shadows up on the wall. And then you're in there with every Legionnaire that's ever died in this fucking museum on a plaque, dude. It's like 30,000 fucking guys or maybe more. And you're just like, whoa, bro. There's just the officers, right? So I'm going, and then you sign your contract, bro, and you're off to boot camp, and that was boot camp. Nothing crazy, but it's a little bit more rustic. They send you to a place called out on the Spanish Pyrenees or the French Pyrenees on the Spanish border.
What's it called?
It's it's technically 4e Ray, which is their 4th regiment.
Let's try it.
Yeah, so you can say the farm. It's called the farm.
The Farm French Legion.
Yeah, the Farm French Legion. They'll show you, and it's fucking. We froze our nuts off, bro. I've fucking been cold before,
But did you think this was going to be easy?
No, I didn't think it was
Navy
going to be
SEALs?
easy. No, I didn't. I didn't know what I was walking into. It was a different kind of pain though, because it wasn't like you couldn't escape it. There wasn't like going back to your room later. There wasn't like you knew it was going to be over. I knew this was going to last forever, for like years, man.
Interesting. We're just pulling up the images here. So
they got to leave one of my YouTubes up there.
Which one should we click?
Any of those, bro.
That top one, is that like outside?
Yeah, it's like that. Like that. That's what it kind of looks like. You're out at the farm. It's tough to see there because it's literally just a farm out in the fucking. That's them graduating with their white keppies.
Where's the farmhouse you stay in? Is it up on the hill?
Well, there's 4 of them. That's probably one down there. It's just like a regular farmhouse, bro. But you're sleeping on cots, and we were there in the winter, so I was like dealing with that emotional, psychological piece of like, fucking, where am I? Well, I'm like, I lost my life, man. I'm here doing shoot and move drills with dudes who've never been in the military before in French. I'm fucking learning a FAMAS, FAMAS is fine, but I had a weapon in my hand again. I felt fucking good. I'm like, I don't care what I'm doing as long as I'm doing this piece.
How many guys are there with you?
50.
50 guys.
50. And so we had guys from Kent. Dude, some of the stories, bro, get this story. I'll give you an example of fucking just amazing individuals making their way to the Legion, dude. This kid from Kenya, and I don't know if people know, but trying to get a passport or a visa coming out of an African country is fucking almost impossible.
That doesn't surprise
right?
me.
So
Yeah.
he's trying to get in the Foreign Legion. How do you get into the Foreign Legion? Well, you need a visa. We don't need it. We just fly in and fucking go, right? You just need a passport. They need a visa. They need to get their passport or whatever. So he goes, well, they're not going to give him a visa. The only way to get a visa is if he became a super high ranking marathon runner. So he trained for 2 years to get into a race. He trained for 2 years to get in the race. He became one of the better runners in Kenya, or at least good enough to where he could get a visa and go change. He goes, finds the race that's in Europe and in France, gets to that race, gets there, lands, doesn't go to the race, and just goes to the Foreign
Goes to the Legion.
Just to give you an example, I heard a guy walked from Romania, walked from fucking Romania to France, no
That's
passport,
like
no passport. He didn't have a passport. So they fucking shows up at the Foreign Legion gates, no passport, and they're like, what the fuck you doing here without a passport? He goes, hey, I walked from fucking Romania.
What did he do? Like walk through the Alps or some shit?
Dude, he just walked and probably hitchhiked and fucking did whatever he had to do.
Oh my God.
And so they go, the guy's smart enough to make it through. Fucking, they let him in.
Made it through a border.
They made him
through
in.
the Legionnaires.
So you have you have a handful of Mongolians. I'll give you the kind of the rundown.
Oh, you had Mongolians.
Handful of Mongolians they're solid dudes. Handful of Mongolians, a couple Thai guys, a lot of Nepalese, a lot of Brazilians, a lot of fucking handful of guys from Africa. You have like 1 or 2 French guys, and they have to kind of give away, and their new identity is Canadian. Just to give you an example of like because you can't be French really and join and keep your French citizenship.
So they fake it.
So they don't fake it. The Legion fakes it for them.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, so that's the piece that is that, and a lot of Ukrainians, a lot of Romanians. That's the flow. Some Moldovians, some fucking. So it really opened up my scope.
Why is that, you think?
Economic opportunity. Economic opportunity, and they want the passport, right? So when Ukraine kicked off, we had like 10% of the Legion fucking left. You know, it was like a whole thing. Yeah. So it was a whole thing. A lot of the boys are still there. So it was boot camp, running a fuck ton. I mean, the Legion runs, they're renowned for running, and I was getting my fucking dick smashed in, bro, because they're yelling at me, oh, fucking Navy SEAL. They would find out, and they'd be like, bro, I was so beat up and just getting yelled at for miles and miles and miles and miles in these fucking thing in the cold. And I'm like, fuck it, dude, whatever. I earned it. I'm like, I earned it, bro. I just knew I was in the right place. I was getting all the extra love, all the toilets that need cleaning I had to clean, all the shit, dude. They're like, hey, tell the Navy SEAL come clean this fucking toilet, bro. And that's what I did, bro, for years.
They probably like silently respected the fuck out of it, though, that you just did this shit. You volunteered to do this whole thing. You're in there literally cleaning the toilets and saying, all right, whatever. Like that there has to be like, you know, they're giving you shit because of who you are, but at the same time, they're like, damn, this motherfucker's a Navy SEAL is here doing this. Like, respect.
Yeah, and they knew, okay, they're running, but then once I pulled out a gun, bro, and was shooting down, they were like, God damn, bro. Like, you can't fake thousands and thousands and tens of thousands of rounds being thrown down, right? So, like, they knew when I could shoot, dude, and I could run and communicate, like, I can get down on the tactical movements. It was, I said this, it was a baptism in humility, bro. It was the fucking baptism in humility. It took me years to kind of build back up my fucking just flow to really just shed some of that old identity, shed some of that old ego, get clear. But I was get through selection, make it through all the bullshit, learn French, all this stuff. I get picked.
Thank you for watching the video, guys. If you haven't already subscribed, please smash that subscribe button and check out this clip's full podcast episode by clicking here or in the description below.